I thought you were just some small talk.
That is a small talk. Get ready.
Okay. I'm already nervous.
Why?
Because you're not holding your mic.
That's right. What am I doing?
I don't know. Things got intense there for a moment.
Oh my gosh. That was crazy. Hopefully I never become that person again. I don't know why I did that. I'm just in the filming mode today. Got
I can see.
A lot of filming done.
Full disclosure, intentionally didn't read your notes.
Really?
Wanted to be blindsided.
Okay, well that was the other option. But I didn't know if you wanted to...
No, and I appreciate the offer.
Okay. Well, it is Thanksgiving Eve.
Yes.
As you have cheered everyone this morning on this rainy day to get everyone ready for the holiday, long weekend, all their hard work paid off.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Speaking of Thanksgiving, that Thanksgiving horror movie, thriller, if you will, it's doing pretty good on TikTok, I've seen. Everyone has said best thriller or horror movie I've seen in a minute.
So not sure if we discussed that on live.
No.
But we were saying that there's obviously a ton of Christmas, holiday movies, but there's really no, and there's Halloween movies. Mm-hmm. There's no Thanksgiving movie that has really become like risen to the, to the top. And so you said there should be one. I'm going to make one. You didn't say that. And then you came in a couple days later, like, you're not going to believe it. And so now there's this movie. I have no idea what it is.
Mm-hmm. I don't either. I haven't really... I don't know why I have my AirPod in. I'm just going to check that out. I haven't... I remember I think I watched the teaser trailer that was whatever trailer that comes out that doesn't really... tell you much about it. Yep. And then I really haven't looked into it. I would love to go see it, but unfortunately nobody likes thrillers.
Is it at the movies?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
I just figured it was streaming somewhere.
Nope, at the movies.
Wow.
So, also in the current news, I don't know if you heard, Dave Portnoy, he's getting some backlash.
Sure.
Before we jump into the holiday festivities, of course, we have to handle the news.
Davey's not one to avoid confrontation, or?
No. But it's the whole BFFs podcast crew.
Oh, so it's not like real.
It's real.
It's Barstool.
All drama is real.
Yeah.
A girl posted on TikTok about working, how hard it is to work a 9 to 5, and also in expectations of just like, you don't get home till 6:30, and at that point you only have so many hours to get done. And then going into just hitting those big milestones, like saving up to buy a house, and people can barely afford that anymore. And it's not the same as when our grandparents and our parents bought houses versus this generation coming in, and they basically told her to do better, grow up, and everybody's giving the backlash of, because they're all influencers, so they're working, but it's not the same as
I was gonna say your mom
coming into an office.
I think our parents were punching a real, I was like a traditional job, right? They were all, I don't know, factory workers or doctors or attorneys, or probably more middle class America was probably more like factory, retail, manufacturing, but
blue collar.
Here's your pay, here's your salary for working your 9 to 5 or whatever. And now, so the whole, it's different for you. Things are too expensive now. Okay, but you also do things a lot differently now than you used to. We didn't get to work from home and put ourselves on video, which is great.
Right. Well, I think that was everyone's point. It's like, how can you say that's life when, Brianna, the girl on the podcast, got verified and famous for literally drinking and being hungover, and then toured to drink at colleges and just get blackout drunk.
Right.
So it's a little bit, I think it's a little, not saying influencers don't have work.
No.
But because I think they do. I think, if anything, that is definitely a job where that's 24/7. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But
I'm just not big on complaining.
I know you're not. That's why I wanted to bring it up.
I mean, like, it's fun if you either change the situation or change what you're doing. That's fine. But like, to it's okay to provide feedback to Barstool and say, hey, you know, but be prepared that they're going to go, no, that's how we do it here. And if you're not okay with that, then you should go somewhere else.
Right. And I think from both sides too, because even, you know, I've been in a position where I'm like, I'm not happy with my work-life balance. Like, I need to make a change. And I did. You know.
Brought to you by...
I know. We're Debug sponsor today.
It's a good segue. Where'd the sweatshirt come from?
So, well, JT mentioned, he was like, oh, I think when you film, you should really be wearing, you know, when you're filming for Debug, you should be wearing something Debug. Totally agree. And he even gave me the creative privilege. You can make it whatever you want. It can be hot pink. It can be whatever. And I was like, well, as much as I would love, I think that'll be the next design, or maybe even a holiday design coming out.
I like it, the 1993, right? Yeah, that's 1993 with the honeybee.
I hope. I fact-checked.
No, that's good.
I wanted it to be more on brand, so I did our colors. And The Office, the hit.
Of course it is. You know, I feel like I own a clothing store. You go downstairs and it's like Old Navy. I'm like, holy smokes, how many shirts and sweatshirts and jackets? I
think it would be like a nice little holiday gift.
I've asked them, just so you don't know this, but like I've asked JT, some folks that we work with, I've said, please don't slack me about clothes anymore. Just buy it, because I get annoyed when I see the requests for clothes. I feel like, hey, we need these hoodies. Hey, we need this. And I'm like, do you know how many sweatshirts I have at my house? Debug sweatshirts? I'm like, this is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
And then here I am. I'm like, new Debug crew neck.
And so, to that end, none of them are the same. It's one thing, like, oh, I have four, like, navy blues. No, I have a green one. I have a navy blue one. I have a light, like, silver anniversary blue one. I have a fleece pullover. I have another fleece pullover with a different logo. And then the T-shirts. Don't get me started on the T-shirts. We have red for support heart, the stroke, and then blue for Huntington's disease. And we have a new one now that's sort of neutral to support all.
I haven't seen any of these.
Oh.
We need to do a clothing haul. Because, well, the ladies in the office really dug my crew neck. So I think...
It is cool. It's nice.
You know...
You did a good job.
We should...
Nobody's getting them. No, we'll figure it out.
Click the link below if you want to shop Debug merch. We can start selling it to everyone.
Seriously.
But, yeah.
Okay, well, now I got the story behind the sweatshirt.
Yeah, well, I just figured, you know, it was finally time to make its debut because I was filming all day.
Yes.
And I wanted to dress down a little bit, a little more cozy comfort, since I would be on the go.
Yeah, it's crappy out there.
So crappy. But still want to be work ready. So, Thanksgiving. Let's get into Thanksgiving.
Let's do it.
Traditions.
Okay.
I have a list.
Okay.
Of course, first, Macy's Thanksgiving Holiday Parade. What are our thoughts on it? Do you watch it? Is that something you look forward to every year?
Look forward to is like we can use loosely. It's on, and I do put it on. We do put it on, and I think it's like kind of a cool thing to have in the background. I think it's just more like I don't love it. It's just more tradition. Oh, it's Macy's Day's Parade, and you know maybe a song that we know from a Broadway show or you know a float that remind us of something. But so yeah, I can get down with that. While you know, just I think traditionally while we're like preparing food.
Are you hosting Thanksgiving?
We are hosting. So it's been a busy couple days. I had to get home last night and do yard work, which I know seems weird because people are coming inside, but I have a decent property and like there was just so many leaves everywhere. So completely cleaned. That got all done, cleaned out the gutters so that this rain could drain through today.
Aren't leaves good? I heard leaves are actually really good for the ground, like protecting the ground.
They are. They can kill the grass. So if you mulch them and you're kind of putting that nature back into the soil, but the soil can't like break them down otherwise. So we just push them off. I just push them off into the woods, so they're still here. You didn't kill your leaves.
There are leaves all over my yard.
Yeah, I'm not for hire. Sorry, I'm not going there.
You were doing it at night, like in the dark.
No, it's still light. Like I got home, I left a little bit early and just like I got to grind through this. Yeah, I got done.
Okay.
So we're hosting. We've got probably, I don't know exactly, it's my wife's family. It's probably somewhere between 10 and 18 people, kind of a big range, but some come for dessert, not for dinner, and vice versa.
Right. Because usually people are hitting like multiple houses.
Yeah.
That's normal for me. I don't know if that was ever normal for anyone else.
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't really for me because
your parents live...
they're just so far away. Yeah. So I won't see any of my family.
Right.
They're at opposite corners of the country. And I'll just see my wife's family, and it'll be fine. Like, we don't have a lot of... I love them, and they've been family since, almost 30 years, really, right? But we don't have a ton of, like, common interests. So, like, for example, they're not interested in football.
Right. It's the typical... I feel like it's the typical family
Probably.
gathering.
Probably.
Where, you know... You have your close ones, and then you have the ones that you just see every holiday. So it's, how you been? How's work? How's the new car?
So,
like, it's those conversations.
And they all live within a couple hundred yards.
Right.
So, like, it's not a lot of, like, how things been. You know,
it's tough.
So it's fine, but but the food's great. Everyone's great cooks, and it is great to see everybody. And you know, whatever, it's a day, and we're back in the saddle. I'm also probably the only one who drinks alcohol.
That's right.
So, well, my wife does.
I know.
We're the outcast. So, I mean, there might be one or two other people that have a glass of wine, but by and large, seriously, it's also a lot different for me growing up. I don't know about you, but when I was with my family, we would go. Dinner was at 4, let's say, right, and we would go down to my cousins or my grandmother's, whatever it was. And we'd play football outside for a while. We would have appetizers and some cocktail. I was a kid. I was having soda, whatever. But the adults were having cocktails. It was like arrive at 2, stay till 8 kind of thing. Dinner at 4. We have dinner at 2.
Yeah.
Their family will walk in probably around 1:55, 1:58.
Yeah.
You know, and we'll sit down.
Don't blame them.
Yeah. It's fine.
I wish that could be the case.
But I kind of like that pre-dinner vibe.
Yeah, because it's almost like the excitement. You know, the pregame almost.
Yeah. So I do kind of miss that, and we discussed that, and I was like, hey, things change. What am I going to do?
I know. Basically, Scuba and I will be going to 2 houses this year, and while we were trying to figure out, because they were close to each other, so it wasn't like we had to plan it strategically. Okay. And I basically was like, whoever has their food done and ready first. So I feel like that should be the rule.
That's where you're going to go first.
Yeah. We'll probably, but it ended up being around the same time, so I was like, we'll just go here first.
Got it.
Yeah. I don't think I could wait on Thanksgiving.
And wherever you eat dinner, you'll then go for dessert the other place?
I'm not big on dessert, so it'd be like dinner round 2 after.
That's really the only time of year I think I eat dessert.
Really?
Like, I'm good.
We've had this conversation.
Yeah, I mean, and when I say that, I mean, like, directly after, like, a dinner or, like, because I'm good for, like, a bowl of ice cream late at night or whatever, but, I mean, to, like, when's dessert being served? That's not a thing in my life except for on a holiday.
Yeah,
you know?
I feel like that's normal.
I don't know. I know some families that, like, there's dessert at every dinner.
That's, like, that's usually even his house a little bit, because his dad... If there's not cookies or brownies or something baked, which Paula will usually bake, and like set aside for the week, he will grab a few Oreos right after dinner. Yeah. And he always asks, does anybody want anything? And I'm like still eating. I'm like, I'm okay. But yeah, some people really love the sweet after eating their main course. Yeah. I don't know. Couldn't be me, but good vibes to all. Breaking the wishbone for luck. Do you do that? You don't participate in that?
I mean, if I don't think about it, it depends if I'm doing I have done the turkey recently, but like, I think I leave it out to dry and then let the kids do it.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah,
I say, do it yourself.
Thank you.
Sharing what you're most thankful for. Does your family do that? Do you gather around the table and you're like, before we dive in?
So we didn't do that, I don't think, the past couple of years. I think my wife and I are probably more in line with that. And not to say others aren't, but like for us, I think the other part of the family, I'm really generalizing, so in case they're watching, because it's not meant in a bad way at all. I think that they would just be like, let's do a prayer.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
and I definitely have some real religious folks in the family, and that's fine.
Yeah, to each your own.
Yeah, and they'll read something or say something, and that's really nice. There was one year that Trish said, "Hey, well, we're gonna do things a little differently this year, and everyone's gonna say one thing that they're grateful for." And I think that was like nerve-wracking to some people. But that's a long answer to your question. So we have done it, but I don't feel like we've done it. I think we did it once or twice, and we haven't done it in a few years. So I'll have to ask Trish if she wants to do that or not.
I always get a little uncomfortable when there's a prayer before dinner. The way I see it with that stuff, it's all the same, just in different fonts.
Sure.
You know, not judging, but it's just I'm like, I usually don't. This is uncharted territory. I don't know what it is. What are you saying?
Like I've almost
same.
I've almost been like counter, where I agree with you. Like I think a nice prayer or a saying, however you want to know, like it's going to be really beautiful.
Right.
And so I will listen attentively with my eyes open where everybody else bows their head.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't know why we're doing that.
Right. I don't know why. It feels very...
We're doing it because we were taught to do that from
Right.
early, but like it doesn't... I'm not less close to when
Right.
we're talking about God, like in this, because I'm eyes
Because
open.
you're not closing your eyes.
Yeah, so I don't know.
know.
Or I'm not as thinking about it as intently or care less. I don't know.
I know I think it was last year, I genuinely forget people pray and are very religious in that sense. And I think it was Thanksgiving, and Scuba's grandfather started doing the thing. It was short. Really just kind of zoned out into it, and then they closed. They blessed. Well, I tuned back in halfway through, and I literally just went and Scuba's dad sobbing, and he started dying laughing. I was like, I forget the choreography. Like I didn't
of all people.
I didn't know. And then I felt bad for not doing it at all, but also saying it doesn't, I don't know.
It's all fine.
It's just a lot of pressure.
It's all fine. You're going to hell. Hope you're ready.
Literally, I'm like, oh God. They take away my plate. They're like, you actually can't eat. That's how it feels sometimes, even though that's not
them.
Yeah, that's not them. But
so I would encourage you to listen, because I think often the message is good. I've been to some services where I disagreed with what was being said.
Yeah.
And I also, I don't want to get into religious talk, but I just want everyone to be happy. So I don't like necessarily when people are putting other people down because they don't follow their religion.
Right.
I don't understand that. We're all just...
Right. That's what I mean. To each their own, until you start, I'm also big into the science and actual facts into everything.
Sure.
So when you start manipulating and twisting science, I'm
Yep.
like, all right, reel it in.
Yeah.
But
so yeah, it's but I do think you should. So when we can talk about this another time, I actually went to Catholic school.
Me too.
Oh wow. Okay. We'll have to go down that rabbit hole at some point. I wasn't there long, but
me neither. I went up until third grade.
I think I did first and second grade.
But we went, we went to church every Thursday.
Yeah.
Religion was a class.
I made my first communion, and then I didn't do my confirmation.
I think me as well, because confirmation is later. I'll cut this out, but that's teen years. Yeah, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
I just, the way I say, because even I was talking about with my mom, I was like, yeah, I'll probably get the baby.
Jesus.
Hello? I'll probably get the baby baptized, but because I don't care, but I know it's a big deal to a lot of other people.
And you can cut this out too, but one real deal, if it's a boy, you circumcise.
Yes.
And why?
you know what? Because I just don't want them to be weird. I've heard negative.
And that's fine.
I've heard negative reviews. Because I even asked, I was like, what's the big, like, debate? And my mom was like, you are. Like, you're
but like
not.
baptism and circumcision, I think we're all just doing it because it's been done.
Yeah. Well, that's why I asked. I was like, what?
It was like a Jewish tradition. Yeah, I don't really, but we all, but whatever.
I know. A lot of things where I'm like, really?
When I had
like, we care about that?
Yeah, well, when I had my son, I was like, oh, might we start, like, I guess I have to think about that.
Right.
Like, everyone just did it, but I was like, why are we doing it?
Right. You're like, wait, let's pause.
and then we did it. But anyway.
Yeah. I feel like, you know what?
And you don't really know why.
Yeah, but you're just like, yeah.
Because that's what everyone does, right? Yeah, okay, do it.
Okay. Doctor said okay.
And the whole thing, like, traumatic. I mean, look,
That's what people also say about, like, piercing babies' ears.
Yeah.
That's what my mom got my ears pierced when I was a baby.
Yeah.
It's like, put it to rest. They're not going to remember it. Yes, it's a baby crying. They also cry when they're hungry.
Right.
And when they poop their pants. Like,
I don't know one guy that's like, man, I'm still effed up from that circumcision 43 years ago.
right. And the way I see it, because, like, they're a baby, they're not doing much, so let it heal while they're literally spending 90% of their time sleeping or, like, not moving versus...
It's a very simple procedure.
Right. Friendsgiving.
I don't have any friends, Jaden.
Ooh. So, sensitive topic.
No, I mean, so that's my own doing, probably.
Not having friends.
I do have, like, and you'll see.
You have friends.
No, I do, and you've probably already experienced this, but, like, as you get on in life, you have, like, 4 or 5 people that you maybe talk to on the regular. You know, by virtue of your unread text messages. That people actually write back to. So, I similarly have that, but, like, my best friend is in Colorado. Mm-hmm. My other best friend or closest friend is in Indiana. Mm-hmm. And then I also have some good buddies around.
Yeah.
I've become very good friends with a buddy who lives in Puerto Rico. Like, it's just trying to connect. So
do you deal with the burden of Friendsgiving?
No. I just
Lucky.
I usually just text people and say, hey, guy, or those guys I'll probably call and just, on Thanksgiving, honestly, and say happy Thanksgiving. I had a Friendsgiving one year. I think I had one Friendsgiving.
Okay.
And it was nice.
Yeah.
It was nice, but, like, I haven't been invited. I'm a victim of my own decisions. You know what I mean? Like, I think I mentioned this episodes ago. Like, it was a really great couple. They're awesome. I see them all on the regular, and they don't invite me to the Halloween party anymore because I never went.
Right.
Now, I think you should still invite me because you never know. I don't know if I agree. I don't know.
That's how I think. I am such, like, a complainer of, like, oh, I don't want to go, like, I don't, why? But then I will get offended if I don't get invited.
Yeah, and I'm not offended. I just think that...
But you get annoyed.
I don't even know if that's the right word.
You can say it.
No, I don't. I'm so happy I'm not invited.
But why didn't you invite me?
But like I used to be invited. Now I'm not good enough anymore. I said, well, you didn't come, so we just figured. But so you do? Does that mean you no longer want me to come?
That's literally.
And
yeah.
And at the end of the day, I put about 1 ounce of thought into it, and then that's it. But it's similar to the Friendsgiving. I think if people ask me to go,
you're like, oh,
I just wouldn't
then
go.
You gotta bring a dish, bake something. I'm gonna cut this out because I am complaining. We are doing a Friendsgiving at Scuba's brother's house. We're not friends with any of their friends. We've dodged plans for the past 3 years as they try to force this group.
Yep.
No, read the room. We don't want to hang out. Love you, but from afar.
Yeah.
We're also seeing you on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we want to have another Thanksgiving on Saturday? Yeah. Everyone just wants to sleep and relax this long weekend. So
are they? Well, they're your age, no kids.
They're getting married. They're like 27.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to. 27, I was still partying. It's just an excuse to get together and eat and then drink.
Well, that's their thing. They're very like can't miss a thing. Yeah. Always hanging out with these people, and we're like, we literally couldn't be more off the grid if we tried. Yeah. And you need to respect that, and we don't want to participate.
So I just want to go.
This is what I said. This is because, well, something ended up happening where his brother, like, it got back to us. His brother, like, said in conversation something about us. Just wasn't very Like, he just wasn't thinking when he was talking. And I'm like, okay, so we can both agree we're both upset. Why are we going on Saturday?
Right.
We don't need to make it a thing, but we also don't need to go out of our way to hang out with him.
I think, to the credit of the people that don't invite me to things anymore, they still like me.
Right.
Right? Like, they're not like, oh, you're a piece of crap. Or you're like, because I just don't do anything. You know what I mean? It's not like I chose other people over them or that kind of stuff. And so I think, and I'm really proud of them for that. It's like, this isn't his thing, and that's okay, but he's still a great guy. If you find that those friends are like, well, F them, we're not going to talk to them anymore, I go, well, then they were never really, this wasn't a good fit anyway, you know?
I know.
So that's my opinion.
Turkey trot. Have you ever participated in that?
Is that a run?
That's a 5K run on Thanksgiving morning, like a psychopath.
I have not done it. I probably will ride my bike erg for 45 minutes on Thanksgiving morning, but
if I don't think I even know anyone that has participated in a turkey trot.
I've not done it. I'm not a big runner. I think I've run 2 5Ks in my life.
Right.
Under protest both times.
Against my will.
Yeah, my wife probably made me do both of them. Definitely one of them.
I feel like, because Thanksgiving Eve, it's actually a real thing. I know we were...
No, yeah, we were just talking about there in the office. It used to be a big thing for me, for our kids. We're like,
to go out.
High school people, like
at the
back from college.
Town bar that everyone now can drink in.
Yeah. Now I'm like, what was I doing?
Yeah. I don't think I've ever gone out.
I used to go out.
The night before.
I've definitely gone out. I've definitely been like a little hungover.
Oh, yeah. Maybe I have.
I also missed that 0. Like, that's not...
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's some things you go, man, that was the times. That is not one of those things that I think say that about.
No. That's how I felt for the first, few weeks. That's what I tried to explain to Scuba. I'm like, I literally feel hungover every single day, but there's nothing to fix it. No fast food and no, pulling trig that will fix it. So just imagine feeling hungover 24/7. Was never able to do that either. But some people can.
I used to be able to.
Yeah.
But turns out as you get older, it's a little harder to recover.
So Black Friday. Has that ever been in your... Really?
Especially in college. Trish and I, we were living in Boca Raton, Florida. I was in school. And we'd get the flyers from the Sunday paper or the early week. We'd always walk down. We had an apartment. We'd always walk down and get the newspaper. And buying DVDs and CDs was a big thing.
Right.
And they were super special prices. And I was like, and even PlayStation 2 came out around that time. Wow. I still remember those days.
What a time.
Anyway, yeah, seriously. So we were early at Best Buy. I remember. Yeah. We did that a couple years, and then we decided we weren't ever doing that again. And then online just got really easy. Mm-hmm. And then now I still will check deals. As a matter of fact, you just reminded me I got to get some cameras for the new office. Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Don't they know it's Thanksgiving Eve? And we're recording.
I told that person I would call them later, and here we are.
Boundaries, people. Boundaries.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's about it, I guess. Just nothing recent. And with the kids, we try to be out in front of some deals. We're doing some travel stuff recently. Royal Caribbean has Black Friday.
Oh yeah,
things like that.
I never think about stuff like that, but a lot of people are complaining that Black Friday just doesn't hit the same in recent years. I mentioned this in our meeting. No one's getting trampled or punched in the face over a TV anymore.
That's good, though, right?
I love the drama. So
the drama's fine. Pain and suffering, I think, is over there. Hospital visits.
No, you're totally right.
Amazon has their Prime Day now. It's just people run promotions and sales all the time, so you just don't get these deep discounts like you used to. There's actually there was some data. The busiest shopping day wasn't even the day after Thanksgiving anymore. That's become the second or third busiest day, and some day closer to Christmas was busier. I don't remember the information now, but it's fun. So we're closed as an office on Friday because I do think that people travel and
Well, it's a big day too. Like, how busy you are on Thanksgiving. Like, even imagine, like you're out and about and you're eating all day. I worked a Black Friday once. I had like, I was doing like a side quest and working at PacSun before they closed. I worked there for like a month, but I was like, you know what? I'm a workaholic. And I worked Black Friday, so I went, did the thing, ate the food, came back, fell asleep at 10 to then wake up and go work in the mall. And it was my friends, they were all drinking and shopping at the mall that I was working at, so they would come in and visit. And I was like, guys, you literally look like the Macy's Day Parade. Please leave me alone. And it was pretty crazy. But, you know, I think everyone, if you have a chance to work Black Friday, it's kind of fun.
I'm going to take your word for it.
I don't know. No takers? Fine. Whatever. Nobody wants to work anymore.
But you don't look forward to any shopping on Black Friday?
No, I've never been. I don't enjoy people. So I've never been one, even though I worked one, to like go out, camp out, wait in line.
Yeah, that's the next
That's just level. A lot. That's a lot. And people, even though I just said like I missed out on people getting trampled and punched in the face, I don't have patience for people.
Right.
And it just would be too much. I don't have patience for people on a normal Tuesday when the mall's dead.
Will you look for deals, or is there anything like...
I'll look online.
There are a few things I want.
Okay. I've already done some Christmas shopping on Amazon with their Black Friday deals, so I was happy about that. But I've kind of looked at other places, and they're not like anything special. Yeah. I'll probably look again on Friday from my bed. But other than that, no, I don't venture out. But I know, like, Scuba's mom, she'll go out. I think she goes out on the Saturday.
Okay.
So she doesn't do Friday, but she does Saturday and goes shopping all day. Does some damage. You know, as one says.
The other thing, too, with just shopping in general is that people buy everything, like, when they want it now.
Yeah.
You and I, definitely me, used to wait for things for Christmas and birthdays.
I would too.
You know, and then like Amazon's like, we can have it to you today or tomorrow. And you're like, all right, I'll just do that.
I do have stuff getting delivered today, and I hope it doesn't get ruined by the rain.
Me too. Should
have checked the weather before I order overnight.
I
know, but I probably was like, yeah. You know, I do listen, just not. Just don't believe me. Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. That's really all I have for this Thanksgiving edition episode.
Well, I will say to you the same thing I said to the team downstairs. Thank you for a great few months. I don't even know how long it's been since you've been here.
I know.
Seems like forever. Time flies when you're having fun.
You know what? That is so true.
And I am grateful for all your hard work, and it's not lost on me that, you know, we all have a choice that where we can work and who we want to work with and for, and that you've chosen to be here definitely means a lot, so thank you for that.
That is so nice. You just made that up on the spot? You just had that?
I did.
Wow. You know what? Thankful for you.
Thank you.
For a boss like you. That isn't terrible.
That's a pretty low bar.
No, not a low bar. Just, you know, no, you're not terrible.
Appreciate it. I understand, and I appreciate it.
So now we are actually going to close the podcast, and we are going to go decorate the debug office for Christmas.
On Monday.
On Monday? Oh, really?
I think Trish is coming in here tomorrow. No, tomorrow, but they're Friday. Tomorrow.
I was like, for some reason, I was like, really?
Yeah, I'm like, what am I doing?
To decorate?
I don't think so, but maybe you never know what's going to happen. So
Trish, make it happen. I'm going to message her on Slack.
There might be a couple things out just to bust my chops.
I started getting stuff for my desk to be more in the spirit. And by some things, I mean I want it to look like the North Pole in my little desk corner.
How about it?
Because it's right outside your office. So
yeah, I appreciate it. I love Christmas.
You do. unlike other holidays, but it's fine.
See you in December. No, December. No, we'll be back in November.
I know, I keep thinking.